right, Adam. With all the news coming out about DC cancellations, future projects being greenlit, all this other stuff, right? If if Warner Brothers Discovery comes to you and they ask, "Hey, Adam, we're gonna make you the head. We're gonna make you a Kevin Feige of the franchise," what would be your first act?
I feel like this is the easiest one. Grant Gustin's the new Flash.
That's already gonna happen though.
We don't know that.
But it's already gonna happen.
All right. Okay, fine.
You're on the spot. Quickly, you have to make an executive decision.
Okay, fine. We're greenlighting the Batman. We're doing 6 films.
With Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
What if they bring back Twilight and they need him back?
Then he'll go from one set to another. He won't stop.
Oof. You're a harsh producer, dude.
Yeah, mate. It's all about the money. All right.
Can you believe that?
Dude.
He cares all about the money.
Yeah, dude. He's learning from you. Get back to work, slaves.
I'm tired of being broke. I don't want to be broke no more. I want a house in the Hollywood Hills. Next
Corner
to the
office.
Rock. Exactly.
Next to The Rock.
Yeah.
Next to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dude, you don't think The Rock already bought like the 10 houses next to him? Just
That's
so that way
fine.
he doesn't have anybody that lives next to him?
That's fine.
We'll get you there. But you know how to get there?
By subscribing to Keeping Up with the Nerds YouTube channel.
Yep. Let's get back to work. Recording!
Oh my god, we're not here. Hey, we are in our Real Edition studio this week. Unfortunately, we could not go into the normal studio. So, here we are.
Woo!
Thank you.
Our Real Addiction Studio.
And we have sound effects, apparently. That is a thing that we have now.
No. That's a live crowd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Live
So
reaction.
it's a live crowd?
It's right there.
They're
all
on the-
facing down that way.
You can't see
Is
them
it-
because obviously, cameras.
Of course.
It's kind of like Men in Black, where you have like a locker that's full of an entire civilization.
I'm not going to comment on that. I don't want the FBI showing up, so.
Welcome back to the show, everyone.
Yes.
Sorry, go for it.
I was going to say, unfortunately, Rene couldn't join us this week. He is under the weather. So,
may he rest in peace and come back a new person.
Justice for Rene.
Hashtag justice for Rene.
save Rene.
Free Rene. Free Rene. He ain't done anything wrong.
Yeah. He's in
he's in what is it called from Dragon Ball when they put him in the chamber?
hyperbolic time chamber.
No, not the hyperbolic time chamber. When he's on Namek and he's in that pod where he's getting.
The training capsule?
No, it's that stupid liquid he's in. I forget what it's called. Anyways, he's getting revived. We get Rene 2.0 by next week.
I also just realized that apparently they put them in a lot of capsules just so that way they can either revive or train.
Saiyans are always in capsules.
Yeah, Saiyans are always in capsules.
I don't know. That show's obsessed with capsules. Capsule Corp, capsule pods, Saiyan capsules.
Speaking of which, actually, did you ever see that fan made Dragon Ball Z like short
Which one?
where it's Vegeta comes back into the past and then he fights off Broly?
No.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Are you guys?
And they use like Chinese animation style for it.
What?
Yeah,
Is
so
it on
it's like,
YouTube?
it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's
Everything's on
dope.
YouTube.
Dude, it's so cool because it's the scene where Goku and Chi-Chi are where she's fighting him at the World Martial Arts Tournament, and then Broly breaks her arm.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like Broly shows up and he just like wrecks Goku. Vegeta is able to turn his Saiyan power into a sword. Dude, it's crazy.
Are you guys gonna watch Dragon Ball Superhero?
I want
of course.
to. I want to
Yeah,
see
of
it.
course. It's like
I didn't know it was
next
gonna be a
week?
Gohan centric story, so
Dude.
now I'm even more interested.
I'm so in. Yes.
As long as we got Saiyan Man.
No, that he retires that.
Yeah, he retires.
Oh my
Great Saiyan, man.
Yeah, why even do the movie then?
Because Gohan is the best.
No,
Dude,
no.
you
Don't
know
even
it's
do the
bad
movie.
when even the characters in the show all talk I'll make fun of him for it. They're like, dude, seriously.
If it's not saying, man, we don't. I don't want it.
Do you know why he was saying, man?
I need to.
What do you mean you don't need
I
to?
need to. No, I don't. I haven't seen all of Dragon Ball Z.
It was because he was trying to say he was becoming a vigilante. He became a vigilante, and then he didn't want people to know who he was.
Because he wanted to be a scholar growing up.
Yeah, because he wanted to be like
Put on the mask.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he put on. So nobody cared before he put on the mask.
Yeah. Because he was always going to be Goku's son.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to be known as that. So
Yeah.
he's just
fair.
like,
That's
I'll-
fair.
yeah.
That's fair. That's
But
fair.
when the tournament of power, is it? Or is it? It's the one where the universes.
Yeah, that's tournament power.
Yeah. Then he got recruited into that, and he's like, okay, yeah, I get it.
He's
I'm
actually
really
the team
powerful.
leader.
Oh, really?
He's actually the
Damn.
team leader.
Why have
on
you
that
not
one.
watched Dragon Ball?
I've seen Dragon Ball Z. I think Kai is the sped up version, right?
Kai is the one that cuts out all the fillers.
Yeah. So I watched that, and then I feel like I played more of the games more than I actually watched
Watch
the
Dragon Ball
show.
Super.
In all fairness,
Wow.
you play the games for the most
You know those are
part.
animes, right?
What?
Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
don't watch anime.
Okay.
Yeah, he's,
I'm not a weeb.
you see what I have to go
Confirmed.
I'm not a weeb. I don't know what
Here
you're
it is.
talking
through.
about.
See what I have to go.
Here it
through.
is.
What are you hearing?
Yeah,
Got
but,
the
those, I am looking forward to
Dragon Ball Super.
yeah, the Dragon Ball superhero thing. That I don't even. That's a really long title.
Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, don't they have like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super
it's
Saiyan 3,
Yeah.
Super Saiyan
Super
Blue.
Saiyan.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan Blue
That's
now.
the American version.
Oh, really? So there's a.
The Japanese version is basically, I might be wrong.
It's Super Saiyan God Blue.
Super Saiyan God Blue.
That's
then
when they
there's
get the blue
Super
hair.
Saiyan.
That's when they get the blue hair.
And then there's, no, that's red hair Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, red hair Super Saiyan God.
And
Yeah, Super Saiyan God, they get the red
Super
hair.
Saiyan.
No.
Yeah.
So there's Saiyan God, which is the red hair. That's their normal
Yes.
state. And then Super Saiyan God mode is blue hair. That's them turning God
No,
Super
that's a
Saiyan.
Saiyan God Saiyan.
I will hurt you.
And it doesn't make any sense.
It's on the games. It was in Xenoverse 2 where it was
that good?
SSGSS. I've played a little bit of the first one. It's pretty good.
Xenoverse is pretty good. I like those games.
It's SSGSS.
Dude, I don't know.
It's there. I swear to you.
Just go with Super Saiyan Blue. That's it. It's just Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, but it's a lot more fun to say Super Saiyan God,
no,
Super Saiyan.
no.
And
Just
then there's Ultra
it's-
Instinct. And there's probably
that's
going to
when
be
you start
new.
getting confusion. That's why.
That's fine.
in
Get people
confusion.
Yeah, no. The Dragon Ball Z is big.
Does Vegeta ever get to Super Saiyan 3?
No,
No.
he skips it.
But it doesn't make any sense because
So-
he gets God.
Okay.
He gets Super Saiyan God.
I
in,
know we got some stuff to talk about
oh
when
my
we're going to do some
gosh.
Dragon Ball lore real quick, all right? So, Adam, here's what happens, okay? So the theory
I'll
is that
correct you if you're wrong.
Vegeta actually earns the how does it? He earns Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan because he trains himself to skip 2 forms. Whereas Goku is given Super Saiyan God form with the help of
other
friendship. Yeah. Because originally, before he bites Beerus,
Yeah.
he has to use the power of multiple Saiyans to gift him the ability to turn into Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, I remember
And then
that.
Super Saiyan God Super
and
Saiyan,
then Vegeta just did it from free will.
Vegeta just trained his ass off.
Yeah.
And then so whereas Goku went into Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power,
Yeah.
Vegeta goes beyond Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. So it's a different form of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but it's like the Kaioken version.
There's
Okay.
it's really cool in the comics in the manga right now because the planet that Goku crashes on
Yeah.
right after the Frieza saga, and he learns like instant transmission, and he learns like key finding and everything like that. Yeah, Vegeta just effed off. Like he literally just like left the planet, and he went to that planet, and he was like, Kakarot became stronger because he came here. I want to learn everything you know. He only stayed for a year. I'll stay here as long as it
Vegeta's
takes.
built different.
Yeah,
And
he is.
Vegeta's there for like 6 months, and they were like, "You've learned every technique we know."
Yeah. Watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, dude,
Watch
it's
Super.
it's
Super's
crazy
pretty good.
because then what was it like? Things start happening bad on the planet. Goku's getting wrecked, and then out of nowhere, you just see Vegeta, and he's doing instant transmission, and he lands on the planet.
That's freaking sick.
So
And they're like, "Oh my god!" Vegeta's like, "Are you Still weak, I see, Kakarot. And you're like, oh dang! Oh dang!
If you want to skip a couple
Vegeta got cool.
arcs
Vegeta
of
got
Dragon
really
Ball
cool.
Super, just watch Battle of the Gods, the Frieza movie that came out, and you can skip like 3 arcs.
Battle of the Gods is where they introduced Super Saiyan God.
Yes, and that's
And
where he
then-
fights Beerus.
Yeah.
Because the anime Super does 2 arcs that are already in the movies. Mm-hmm. So you don't really need to do anything with that. You can just skip it.
The Frieza one, that's when Frieza goes gold, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and then-
that movie is more or less the same.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Can we move on to the main topics?
I guess so.
Thank you guys
Dragon
for joining
Ball
us here.
episode.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, that's how we get into it.
Dragon Ball.
Wigs.
Before we move into comic strips, quick shout out to one of our listeners. Derek messaged us on IG. Said he was a huge fan. He's been listening to us for quite a while already. And he actually asked us a question and some help because Rene mentioned, I think it was like an issue 103 or 104, what he said was that there's like a short list of comics essentially to read before picking up the Secret Wars comic books, right?
Right.
We've been raving about Secret Wars. And he wants to know what comics are essential. So we did some research. We looked it up.
They don't have like the compendium of like an event, like an event compendium.
That's the thing, is that probably won't release until closer to Secret Wars when it comes out. If Marvel was smart, they'd probably do that. They always do something like that. It's like, oh, in preparation for Secret Wars,
Yeah.
maybe you'll look this up and
Yeah,
you know.
usually they're like big books. So they look like
Exactly.
an encyclopedia, and it's like an event comic book.
So the problem with Secret Wars is that there are way too many arcs that kind of existed before the event started, right? So what ended up happening was there were a lot of comic books that had the Secret War logo on there or that were titled Secret War, but it was telling more of a story based on that surrounding character or that event that maybe didn't really play a big part in Secret Wars. So the list that we came up is based off the ones that I believe are kind of like necessary reads.
Weren't some of them just kind of, this is how they got to Secret Wars?
Basically,
This is either why they're here,
This is how they got to Battle World.
yeah, or how they got to Battle World.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all it is. But the list that I came up with was Secret Wars Journal Battle World, and that's kind of the explanation of Battle World and how it existed. Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies Battle World. Siege Battle World, which also includes Uncanny X-Men's issues 9 through 10. I think Secret Wars came out in 2015 or something like that.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's those issues. And then Ultimate End. Those are usually the comics books. Those are the ones that I read, that I remember reading, that kind of have an impact and explain to you the process of Battle World's creation. But Rene's input, and this I completely forgot because he mentioned it before, 2012's Avengers and New Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. And the reason he does recommend that one is because that is the first time that the Illuminati find out about the incursions. So we're just getting incursions in the MCU.
Well, because doesn't because the New Avengers form after Ant-Man dies, and Cassie Lang basically just gets like all of the proteges, and she starts training them for to battle the incursions and Secret Wars. Which obviously that's going to happen in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So, do you think Ant-Man's going to die then?
I don't think so because what's his name?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. I don't think he's that expensive an actor that they couldn't renew his
Yeah.
contract.
He is definitely in the list of like a list, but I don't think he costs that much. He's the easy deal.
Because at this point, when it comes to Marvel stuff, it's not so much about like how much more can we like push forward their stories. It's all about contracts at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Is that but in the realm of Quantumania, because they did say, oh yeah, it's going to kick off Quantumania is going to kick off Phase 5.
Yeah.
Inside of, and then they're doing Secret Wars.
Uh-huh.
The thing that kind of led to Secret Wars and led to the formation of the New Avengers was the death of Scott Lang.
So
Not by Kang the Conqueror, but
he just dies. Yeah.
he gets murdered by I forget. But
Because here's the thing, like, okay, so going off the theory that he's not too expensive, right?
yeah,
I would say that what ends up happening is he either gets stuck in a quantum realm or something, and they can't bring him back, and so that's kind of how they get rid of him for a couple years. Then they probably bring him back in Secret Wars. I don't think they'll kill him off. He's not an expensive actor. He hasn't had any issues with the MCU, nor has he really popped up a lot in other movies.
In all fairness, of like squeaky clean people, Paul Rudd is pretty dang squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's I mean, I don't want to assume he's a saint, but he's not
No.
a terrible person.
Yeah.
but I mean, he's been in like adult comedies, but that's kind of about it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Though
he's very marketable to both
He is.
adults and kids.
And what's super nice is that, whereas other celebs get these kind of like weird photos taken care of them, the one that sticks out for me with Paul Rudd is his daughter dressed up as the Wasp, and
Yeah.
he dressed up as Weird Al for Halloween.
Yeah.
Have you seen that photo?
No. I
Yeah,
haven't.
he's dressed up as Weird Al, and his daughter is the Wasp.
That's
Could have
pretty
dressed
cool.
up as Ant-Man, but
Yeah.
nope, Weird Al. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I think in the case of like I wouldn't say Anthony Mackie, Paul Rudd, he's safe. Like he's safe. Well, yeah. Oh no,
You mean-
not
you
like
mean
that.
like he was
As
a
an
safe
actor,
pick?
yeah.
You mean
like
he's a
it's,
safe
yeah,
pick?
like
Yeah,
it's
he's a safe
safe.
bet.
You
That's
know,
what you're talking about.
if there's anybody to build around, I feel like he's easy to build around
Oh yeah.
because he's not going to be expensive for a while.
But they're smart in that sense too, because like I said, he hasn't been in a lot of the other MCU properties.
Yeah.
He hasn't crossed over.
He's
as
been in
much.
the big stuff. You know?
Well, yeah, because he's had what, 2 movies? Because okay, if you look at the pattern that you've seen from the MCU movies, the third one is going to be the Ant-Man suit is going to be damaged. Or
Yeah.
he's going to lose the ability to shrink.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens inside the third movie. Iron Man, he loses all the suits. Thor, he lost his hammer. This one, obviously, he's going to have a broken Ant-Man suit. Because even on like some of the set photos, like the crew shirts is a cracked Ant-Man mask. With Thor, with King the Conqueror and the visor.
Okay.
So I'm
Oh
assuming
my god.
You think it's going to be darker?
this movie's
No.
going to be. I
You want to know something really dumb, and I think you might hate this?
what?
You said that Ant-Man might die. You know who also guessed it? The game theorist, Matt Pat.
Did he?
Yeah,
Eh.
I forgot. Because you said a broken mask,
Yeah.
and he has that as one of his thumbnails. He's like, Ant-Man
I did.
might die.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. But also, but in all fairness,
I have more of a record of being right.
that's true. 'Cause Matt Pat may have more subscribers, but he's also wrong like 90% of the time. Honestly, if Matt Pat said it, it's not happening. Never mind. I take back this entire conversation.
Man lives. He doesn't die.
That man lives. He has the Matt Pat seal of approval. He, no matter what, now nothing's gonna happen to him because Matt Pat said it. That's why.
Get Matt Pat to say, keeping up with the nerds never. Oh, no, wait. Keeping up with the nerds will eventually die. We'll never die.
Yeah,
never
we'll become
go.
immortal.
Exactly.
That's- yeah.
They'll never be bought out by a big company. We get
That's
bought out by a big
that's
company.
Matt Pat's secret ability.
There
That's
you
his
go.
that's a superpower.
Yeah.
Dang.
But those are your comic books to read, Derek. Those are our recommendations. Hopefully that kind of helps out. What I will say is the best advice I can give you in terms of comic books, read what you want, especially with the big event. If you're interested in learning about different arcs and stuff like that that are coming up, stick with the books and characters that you like. Don't pick up books just because it has a label on it. That's kind of tying into those big arcs, because what ends up happening is they really don't do much besides tell you their version of the story and then only focus 2 pages on like the actual main event. That's all I can tell you. But those are my recommendations. Those are our recommendations. And Rene, thank you for bringing in the 2012 Avengers and New Avengers bit. Because, yeah, the incursion is going to be a big deal ever since Multiverse of Madness kind of established that was the thing that was going
Yeah,
on.
that incursions are a actual problem
Yeah.
in the MCU.
So we're going to see that maybe in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Is that the first movie that's kicking off Phase 5?
Yeah.
That's what starts off Phase 5.
There you
That's
go.
right after Wakanda.
Well.
It comes out in 2023, huh?
It comes out in February of
Yeah.
2023.
So we got a short break.
Yeah, because you go from November to February.
Before you know it, dude, blink and we're already there.
Yeah.
We're already in August.
Yep.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Well, She-Hulk's next week.
She-Hulk
This
is
week
next
is when this release.
When does Andor comes out next month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got pushed back a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Oh, man. Are we going to talk about She-Hulk? We should talk about She-Hulk.
Yeah,
There's gonna be some good stuff in there.
we could do the first episode.
Why?
There's a lot of cameos. They're building.
Apparently, they're building
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
this is it's gonna be
That's
interesting.
a tough show because I was excited for Miss Marvel, and Miss Marvel ended up being really good. I'm not as excited for She-Hulk as I was before. It's just there's a lot of bad press circling around that.
My thing is that I'm okay. What I really want to see is I'm really hoping there's a Tom Holland cameo.
They already debunked that.
Yeah, they also
it's also
debunked
Marvel.
Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
It's also Marvel.
So, I mean,
So who knows?
Yeah.
Because I mean, because they did say that Spider-Man and Daredevil are going to be kind of like leading up the ground level Avengers. So
But
Daredevil's already in
the
it.
street level.
Or the
But
street
Tom
levels.
Holland only has one cameo left on his contract.
Does he?
Yeah.
So what are they saving it for?
Probably Secret Wars.
No,
No.
no.
I'm almost not only that, but also I'm pretty sure they're in renegotiations already.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's a contract to definitely.
They're probably renegotiating.
'Cause
You
they're-
really don't want to end Spider-Man's storyline with him just flying around New York in his old suit. That's too big of a hit. That's too big of a hit for fans. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, if you were to go like Spider-Man's never gonna come back, like, or he only has one more appearance and it's it's just a cameo.
He's got to be in Daredevil though, right?
That's
Probably.
I would imagine he's in Daredevil. He's in Born Again.
Why else would it be 18 episodes? You know.
That would be really interesting. Daredevil.
Also, right now, it's kind of a good break for him if he did want to do other movies because they're
It's true.
not really needing him for anything. No
Yeah.
big projects, which is great because that's
Yeah.
the biggest complaint that has come so far from not just actors, but I guess like their agents and stuff, is that they're saying that,
You're stuck.
you're stuck with the Marvel, cinematic universe because back to back to back to back filming. It's great. People are complaining. There's a lot of Marvel content, right? What's good about that? Actors get a break
Yeah.
because they don't have to come in and film
Yeah,
2
because
years
they get
back
worn
to
out.
back and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just get worn out.
Which is good. Can we move on to comic strips?
Sure.
Or any last thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got a big show for you guys. We're going to be talking about Prey. We're going to be talking about Harley Quinn. We're going to do some DC updates.
Oh my god, there were so many.
So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting. Adam's just thrilled to hear some stuff, So let's move on to comic strips. Again, if you guys are new to the show, we kind of take the little bits and pieces of information that have been coming out throughout the week. Short form, we pick one of the topics that interests us and we kind of expand on it. We want to talk about it a little bit more. So here we go. First bit of news, Ghost of Tsushima movie director Chad, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Stahelski, that's how you pronounce it, wants to have the film in full Japanese. This includes language and cast.
Jump down.
Yes, which is great. Can we also get it in black and white?
I want a color version and a black and white version. I want to do
Nor-
this. I want to
nor
do this
would it
thing
be
like
bad.
Logan.
Yeah.
I want to do it
Wouldn't be
like
bad.
Logan, where
Yes, but he needs to have he needs to be trained in lighting because Logan only worked in black and white because the director knew about lighting.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm pretty sure you can. If we want to do a movie in black and white, you can do it in black and white.
Yeah, you
The
can.
studio's not going to be like, sorry, bro, we're all out of.
We don't know. We don't know how to do
We
that.
don't know how to do
anymore.
that. I'm sorry, we don't know how to do that.
That's the old way of movie and TV. We put that.
We put color in it.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if they did this is it shonen style, where like the old samurai movies. What if like they did Ghost of Tsushima in like a 4:3 aspect ratio, black and white?
Okay.
You know
That'd
what?
be cool.
That
Right.
Because
I think-
Snyderverse was also 3-4, right?
I think yeah, but
Or was it
also-
15-9?
4:3.
Yeah, it was 4-3.
Oh, 4-3. Yeah.
But I do have to. I would say, if you're gonna do Ghost of Tsushima the correct way, that is definitely an IMAX movie.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna do that movie, that movie is.
I
hardcore
want to
gonna be in
touch
IMAX.
on the all Japanese cast. That's pretty interesting, considering because it's anime, right?
What?
Or it's
Ghost
an
of Tsushima? No,
No,
that's
it's
a
a
video
live
game.
action. It's a
Oh,
live.
it's a
It was
game
originally-
franchise,
it's
but
a-
wasn't it? It's not an anime also.
No. So the game was created by
gotcha.
who developed that game? It's an American studio.
Look it up. You have your phone.
Oh yeah.
It's an American studio, and the researchers basically tried their best to get this as accurate as possible.
Oh yeah, they spent a
Yeah.
bunch of time in Japan. Yeah.
I think they also donated a lot of money to preserve one of the not a temple, but a historical landmark in Japan.
The developer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch Productions.
There
Thank
it
you,
is.
Sucker Punch.
Makes sense because that's the same production that made the film, right?
The film's not made yet. They greenlit it.
No. It's the Sucker Punch film. You remember the Sucker Punch film?
No.
They're not
No,
the same.
that's-
That's
they're
not the same.
That's Bad Robot.
Bad Robot did that?
No, wait, it wasn't Bad Robot. It was Zack Snyder's. What's Zack Snyder's? I don't know. Because Zack Snyder's the one that made it.
Bad Robot is James
That's
J.
J.J. Abrams.
Well, Sucker Punch did Infamous 1 and 2, Infamous Second Son,
Hmm?
All
That's a
the
good studio.
Slies. Huh. And they're jumping to the big screen?
Yeah.
They're not
Well,
producing this, but they are
they-
allowing.
they're
the
giving it to
franchise
a
go.
studio.
Yeah, to make a
Which
movie.
studio is making it?
I don't know.
Let me look that up.
Okay, while he looks that up, I'll move on.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 4 announced for March 2024.
Sold.
Dude, the fans are excited for that one, man. That's
I
crazy.
thought you were gonna go. Wah,
No,
wah,
I
wah.
hit it on accident.
No,
I'm excited.
dude, Kung Fu
Hell
Panda.
yeah.
I'm interested to see where they go. I'm interested because I enjoy the world of Kung Fu Panda.
It's interesting because every time there's two franchises. Kung Fu Panda is DreamWorks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's two franchises that Andy and I always talk about where we're like, damn, these are really good movies.
Shrek and Kung Fu Panda.
No, Shrek is a classic. What I'm talking about is How to Train Your Dragon
That's also a good one.
and Kung Fu Panda,
Which are
Those
both
the-
DreamWorks.
Yeah, and those are movies that are like, oh,
Leagues
these are
of
kid
their,
movies.
like, yeah.
Yeah, they're kid movies, and then you watch them, you're like, I didn't want to cry today. What the heck?
No,
Thank
really.
you, movie.
What?
Thank you, movie. No, I actually really do want them to come out with another How to Train Your Dragon movie. Those
I'm
movies
kind
just
of good. I think the franchise.
It wrapped up perfectly.
it does
wrapped
it,
up
it did
perfectly.
wrap up it did wrap up nice, but
There's an itch for just a little bit more.
yeah, a little bit more. Even a Netflix TV show I'd be okay with.
They did do something on Netflix.
But it
But
was very kid oriented.
It was very
Oh,
kid
okay.
oriented. It wasn't, and it was back in the past. So it's that break between 1 and 2.
Gotcha.
So they were trying to fill in that gap
Yeah.
of like 1 and 2. So
To answer the question about the Ghost of Tsushima, PlayStation and Sony are producing it.
Sony.
so
Yeah.
I mean, it was a
And
PlayStation game. So that makes
rest
sense.
in peace, Ghost of Tsushima. You were a film that could have been good that didn't end up so well. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know, man. I
It's
mean,
Sony, man.
What are you talking about?
they did Logan.
Did they do Logan?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh,
that was
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, it was
That was
20th
Fox.
Century.
They did Uncharted. Uncharted was great.
Uncharted is on it's on a streaming service right now.
Yeah, it is.
Probably,
It's on Hulu.
yeah.
I kind of want to watch it again.
It's good.
It was good.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
enjoyed
solid for what it was. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had no complaints for it.
Mark Ruffalo makes a statement about the MCU projects, saying that the MCU projects are uniquely different all the time, while Star Wars franchise or Star Wars projects are all the same.
That's what Ruffalo
That was
says.
a
what
bold
Ruffalo
thing to
said.
say.
But you know what? It goes back to what we've originally said, where it's a statement from an interview that might have been pulled out of context.
True, but
Okay.
here's my thing.
You hurt my baby!
No,
You hurt my baby!
No. I would honestly, I would honestly have to say I kind of
Nick Hulk!
about to Hulk the Hulk.
It was like, all right, Brian, quit talking. I got something to say.
No. I do have to admit, I think that when an MCU film does really well, it is because it went out of genre. When it is not a quintessential superhero movie and it is a different genre of film, that's when they do really well.
No, that's fair.
Take
That's
it a step further.
And I feel that that's the reason why Eternals kind of didn't do all that well, because it was very much, it followed the formula. Like it was like, okay, cool, we're gonna follow a formula.
Possibly. Also, the MCU films weren't doing good at that point.
Take it
True.
Take it a step forward
Just
and
gotta
say that what the Star Wars franchise has done is that you don't look at a franchise and say this movie belonged to this person. Whereas MCU projects, we know Thor Ragnarok, Thor Love and Thunder are YTD films, right?
Yeah, that's Taika films.
We know that Eternals is
Zoe Chow.
yeah, that it belongs to
Yeah,
her.
and then the Russo brothers clearly have
Winter
their stamp.
Soldier.
You know, yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
know what the Russo brother film is. You know what a Whedon film is.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
because I
even
would
though we don't talk
argue
about 'em.
the last time that a Star Wars movie was good is probably Rogue One, and that's and that's because it's something different. It does not have. It doesn't have any Jedi in it. It doesn't have anything else.
Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. I love you.
You're salty.
Thanks.
Anyway,
It's because it's glistening already.
he's glistening.
It's hot
I got
here,
it.
It is.
I got a little glisten flavor in my lips now. Anyway, no, but Rogue One really does fight the usual Star Wars premise, and it goes into its own.
It's actually Star Wars.
It's an actual. They're talking about the actual war itself. They're talking about like these rebels, what they have to deal with, and everything else. Whereas all the other movies were like, okay, cool. Here's the roadmap of how a Star Wars movie was. Let's just follow it and insert sections so that way it will work. And I feel like that's what made those movies not as good as the originals. Because even if you were to look at the prequels or even the original series, they're all kind of different movies.
They're to each their own in a sense. Because obviously you look at the original trilogy, kicks it off, and then in Empire, what happens that never really happens? Vader wins, or the Empire wins.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to mark Saturday, August 13th at 11:23. I did not have to defend Rogue One. Other people did it. For the first time in my life.
No, I really enjoy Rogue One. I love that movie. That movie's great.
Rogue One is the best Star Wars that Disney made.
So far,
I'm so happy.
So far, okay, so far.
I would say Mandalorian.
Film.
Oh, film? Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the best
of their films. Yes,
I
in
gotta
which
go home and watch Rogue One now.
It's great. I watched it.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna be like, I gotta go home and go, please myself. I'm gonna watch Rogue One and just like, oh, they loved you, sweetie. They loved you.
All right, we got to move on to a couple more pieces of news. Love, Death, and Robots Volume 4 announced. It's greenlit. They're moving forward with it.
That's a solid show.
Great. It's a good show.
Yeah.
There's some misses in there, but
it's an anthology.
It's good. It's good to see, animators take advantage of take advantage of the show and really putting their own versions of stories and stuff like that. And so it's pretty good.
I feel like when you're doing weird shows like that, it's a lot easier to do that, to just make it an anthology, because it's a hit and miss. If you didn't like this episode, I'll watch the next one. And
there's something else that the show offers.
Exactly. There's a little bit of everything for everyone.
It's kind of like Star Wars Visions.
Yeah.
When you were watching it, every episode was vastly different from itself. So as you were watching it, you were like, oh, it's great. I love it.
Avatar: The Last Airbender gets an open world game. It's announced.
It's an RPG, yeah.
But it's a mobile game.
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder if
it feels like a miss already.
It feels like they did.
I wonder if it's a multiplayer.
Probably.
Have to be if it's on phone. That's how it feels.
I don't know.
It's It's a Diablo Immortal version of the game.
Maybe I don't know, but that's kind of weird because I really do want to have I want to have a good fighting game of Avatar. Like, give me some good fighting tactics. Honestly, if you were to make it kind of like Ghost of Tsushima, that would be really sick. Where you had to evade and then use your bending skills.
But it's all mobile
and everything else. That would be a really sick game. Yeah,
it's all mobile. Last bit of news before we do some DC updates. Sonic 3 announced December 20th.
You were about to do it again. You were about to do it again. I saw it.
I had a double look.
I saw it.
The fans are crazy.
December 20th of
crazily
2024. Dude, I'm excited. Yeah. We got Sonic, Tail, and Knuckles. Maybe Robotnik. Jim Carrey hasn't said anything, but it's good to see.
Shadow's going to be in this one. Who do you think is going to voice Shadow? Who do you think
it's gotta be. Just do Ben Schwartz with a deeper voice. Him having a.
No. You need a contrast.
You need a big name.
Yeah.
Because they announced Idris Elba for Knuckles, and no one thought that was gonna work.
Because you want James Earl Jones.
Yeah. or Josh Brolin.
Or Josh Brolin.
Brolin, dude.
Yeah, Brolin would be kind of sick.
Maybe Jeff Bridges?
No, he's too folksy. He's way too because you can kind of tell Jeff Bridges' voice.
That's true, yeah.
Because you need somebody who has he has that amber, that that real deepness.
Do I look like I need your powers?
All right.
Yeah, it's such a great scene. It's such a great scene, though.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're talking
Let's
about.
not push further into that.
But I'm just saying in general, I love that. I do of Sonic 2. That scene in general is pretty awesome. So if they keep that same quality going into Sonic 3, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I really do want want them to start introducing like some of the weirder characters, like
Big the cat,
like Rouge, Biggs.
Who's the pink one?
Amy.
Oh yeah, isn't that Sonic's like love?
That's Sonic Stalker.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
And then they bring in the chow.
That's love.
Cream.
Just kidding.
Dude, I would love to see a Chow. That would be awesome.
I just know the big three.
Sonic, Tails,
Sonic,
and
Tails, and
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Yeah, and Shadow.
That's not that's 4.
That's a big 4. Excuse me.
Because then
Then they have Mecha Sonic. That'd be cool to see.
That actually would be kind of sick to see if Mecha Sonic was the actual villain, not Shadow.
Oh my god! Stop it! I know where you're going with this. This is the freaking what you call it of. That's the plot for Godzilla vs Kong.
All right,
They fight, but they're not really the villain. No, honestly, you can't do that because
both of their moms' name is Martha.
Let's wrap up comic strips, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of this. Let us know in the comments section if you guys are watching us on YouTube, what you guys thought of these little bits. What pieces of news are you excited for? Let's move on to DC. Let's give a little bit of an update on what's going on there. But I'd like to approach it differently.
How so?
All we talk about, I feel at this point, is that we praise Marvel for all they do. And DC, I feel like we always bag on them for their stupid decisions. I know, but it's just like every time we talk about it, it's like, hey, they're being dumb. They canceled stuff. They're being stupid. Okay.
No, I do feel, I really do feel like Discovery became the adult in the room. I really do feel
what the hell is this mess?
Yeah, I feel like Discovery came in and they were like, how many viewers does it have? 100,000? Why is it still on the air? The budget's more than the viewership. Like, what is
15,000 people to watch the show?
This should be on YouTube.
Like, at least we could get ads.
Yeah.
Like, why is it here? No, there's some things that I can see in the Discovery merger that may be bad, but also I can see like, yeah,
They had to make sacrifices.
yeah. In order for us to kind of like etch or sketch,
Yeah.
we need to make some choices.
So let's start with the negative, okay? Main stuff is there's a lot of projects that have been announced that we don't know the status of.
Okay,
So Joker 2 was announced not that long ago,
like 2 weeks ago.
but it's in a limbo state. They've already said how much the budget is going to cost, which is about 2 times more than the first Joker.
Is it in a limbo though?
It kind of is because the way certain articles are talking about Joker 2 is that they're saying it'll happen, but we don't know how or when. So at any point, it could still get chopped.
But I understand that. But if I was Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers, would I make a promo video for something that is on the chopping
Yes, because
block?
that doesn't cost anything.
So
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm getting fan excitement up. So if I get all this fan excitement up, I already talk about casting. I already talk about we get a big name like Lady Gaga and we put her in the Harley Quinn.
You can't cancel a film like
You
that.
can't.
To be fair,
you can't push this movie now and go like, no, it's not happening.
to be fair, both of you guys are right in that sense, right? Like they're more the likelihood
It's
is
happening.
that it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Right?
And it made far too much money for them not to go, yeah, we're making a sequel.
But the interesting thing is that this merger and the way that they're chopping things off has gotten a lot of people afraid of the future of the DCEU and properties that belong to DC. Because did you hear about the delay that Multiverses had? The Warner Brothers brawler
game?
Yeah.
It got pushed back into next year, right?
It got pushed back August 15th. So
Okay.
season 1 was supposed to come out on the 8th of August.
This
And it was-
year.
Of this year. And it was supposed to, because it's in full open beta right now, right?
Yeah.
So Multiverses, if you guys don't know, is like Super Smash Brothers, but Warner Brothers carries.
Yeah.
That's basically it. And they did a full beta starting like mid-July where it was open to the public. They said that the first season was going to come out August 8th, and that was going to have Morty from Rick and Morty come in, as well as a full season pass and some extra goodies. August 5th, 6th came around. They pushed it back. They said, we don't know when, but it's going to come out soon. It wasn't until yesterday at the time of recording that they announced that the pass would be coming out August 15th. What's interesting about that is that a lot of outlets are saying this merger could have affected Multiverse's status. And so the publishers and developers of this game had to come out and say, we're not affected by this merger. And if you notice, a lot of the stuff and a lot of projects that are announced or coming out, they're saying things like, this is not going to affect us, because who else came out and spoke about their projects? James Gunn.
Yeah.
He said Peacemaker was not on the chopping block.
Yeah, he said
that it's
Peacemaker
still
is
safe.
It can't be. That's the
Can't-
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing, though, is that see, I feel like when people are writing these articles, they're going about it as the guys up top made a decision and nobody knew about it on the bottom.
Exactly.
These aren't decisions that happen in a day or overnight. This is if it's a high stakes merger like Discovery and Warner. Are you okay?
I'm checking the camera.
You know.
I didn't want to interrupt you. Go. You.
No, we're
Anyway,
good. We're good on both sides.
No, but for these kinds of mergers, that takes months. It
Yeah,
is not. This is not a overnight. I'm gonna give you the keys and you're done.
Yeah.
Like this is overnight. They're checking in on all the properties. They're looking at the books. They're going over next projects that are coming out. They're doing all these other things. So anything that may have been on the chopping block, or anything that's already being worked on or almost finished, is most likely not going to get chopped. Maybe delayed a little bit so that way it can get restructured.
Yeah.
Or maybe more money was infused into the company so that way they can then put more behind it. But for the most part, a lot of things probably aren't going to ultimately get canceled. It's kind of like when Marvel bought Fox, where there was a lot
Contingencies and contracts, obviously. And obviously,
Yeah.
we know that.
but there was a lot of movies that were coming out after they bought it, and they were like, but these are still Fox films. Like
Yeah.
these movies are still coming out.
There were still things that had to be slated, advertised as Fox.
Yes.
And that's what we're probably going to see, that ripple effect with like DC.
Yeah.
I want to believe that the Discovery merger right now, they're trying to get as much bad press out as possible to just get it over and done with.
It's a
You
good,
cancel-
yeah.
Yeah, because the way I say it, like, look, it sucks. And then we've said this in issue 109. People are losing jobs. People are losing opportunities to put their projects out there.
Yeah.
No one wants that. None of us here want that.
No.
The cancellation of Batgirl, even if it could have sucked as a film, 90% done. The cast and production team that went behind it deserved that film to be,
No,
to come out.
100%.
It sucks. But
It's in the can though.
It's in the
They're
can, it's
using, it's a write off too.
The only thing I can think about for that movie, they watched it and they were like, it's not good. Like
The only
it's-
thing I will
it's-
say is because it
it's a
was scheduled to
mess.
hit theaters, right?
I believe so.
It wasn't a streaming film. I feel like it would have been done a lot better.
It was a streaming film because it was 90% done and we never even had a trailer.
That's a good
Could be.
point. That's
Or-
a really good point.
Or it was. I mean, it also could have also always been on the chopping block.
That's true. They must have known that. Hey,
This isn't the strongest of
from
films.
another thing too, for Discovery to be coming in and be like, hey, we're making these decisions that quick, also says this deal with Warner Brothers and Discovery is a lot further than we think. So they're a lot more merged than they said they were a month ago at Comic-Con.
Because the way this merger is kind of making it feel, right, is the way I've been seeing Warner Brothers deal with their movies and franchises. It's like they're a drunk person at a bar throwing darts at a dartboard. Eventually, they're going to hit a bullseye.
Yeah.
But they're always going to offshoot, right? Discovery comes in and says, like, hey, I need you to stop throwing these darts. I need you to hit bullseyes every single time. And he takes over the game, and they start throwing things.
Yeah.
Because out of everything that has come out in the last couple of years, right, DC has had some good bangers.
Yeah.
They've had the Batman. They've had the
Shazam.
Joker. They had Shazam.
Aquaman.
Aquaman was pretty good too. Yeah, it sold.
The only
Okay.
billion-dollar film.
It was okay. I mean,
Regardless, though,
Regardless,
it sold.
it made money.
it made
Yeah.
money.
It
yeah.
made money. That's
Okay.
what we're trying to say. It made more than Justice League,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I agree.
which
I
has
agree with that.
Batman and Superman in it.
Yeah. I agree with
And
that.
Aquaman.
So what I'm seeing right now is that Discovery, like you said, they're the adult in the room.
Yeah.
And they said, we're not going to just release trash or what we think to be trash to see if it makes anything.
Yeah.
We're only going to release things that work. So this brings to mind Batman 2, Matt Reeves' version. It was announced last year. They said that they might be coming out, or it was announced earlier this year.
Yeah.
That it is in the works, but it hasn't been greenlit yet.
Well, because they also said that they're getting their own Feige. Like, they're going to be getting somebody who's, like, up top, who is going to be, like, in charge of keeping all
Well,
of
they
the
hired
pieces.
Alan Horn, who he helped fight. He helped lay the groundwork for the MCU.
I get that, but I do believe, because I know they're in talks right now with Greg Berlanti.
I don't believe it will be Alan Horn. Alan is going to be there to make the
No.
actual ground.
I believe that Alan Horn is going to do the setup. He is going to kind of go like, all right, cool. What's the story you want to tell?
This is where I'm placing everything.
Here's the movies that are going to be coming out, and this is how we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Berlanti, on the other hand, is going to go, this is the movie that we're going to say over here. This is the movie we're going to have over here. And our overall goal is Infinite Crisis or whatever. Because Berlanti knows how to do that.
Yeah.
For a while there, Berlanti had almost 12 shows going on that were all interconnected. And they were all hits.
Yeah.
If anybody knows how to do DC, it's Berlanti. And keep all of these, like, these strings.
The only problem is jumping from TV to film.
But he's done film before. He has done film.
Has he done it? He hasn't done it at a scale of where he's going to be overseeing placement of multiple big films in a connected universe.
But that's the thing, though, is that at this point, you need somebody who's a storyteller.
That's true, because if there's anybody up for the challenge, it's probably going to be him.
That's
and
the thing.
he's going to have Alan Horn.
Do you have the stigma that people that work on film can't work in TV and people that work on TV can't work in film?
No. But they're two different industries.
Yeah, but you can jump back and forth with them.
Yeah, but you're not on a TV show as long as you're on a film.
In all fairness, I actually think that him doing TV shows is harder than him doing a film. Because a film, I'm only filming that we write, direct, film a movie, maybe 5-6 months. Yeah. If that. Actually, if I'm going
TV is
over,
constantly changing.
TV is going for what, 25 episodes a year,
And they're filming 3 months before the show's coming out. still.
Exactly, and they're filming 3 months.
It's why
I feel like he's very well equipped of kind of going like, this is the story that we're
I
going
can
to tell.
agree with
shorten
that.
it down, cut all the fat, and then put it out there.
I can agree with that. We'll see. I mean,
It's a probable thing
Yeah.
because the example that I like to give out is J.J. Abrams.
true.
Abrams did a lot of TV before he started doing big film.
Yeah.
And then he's one of the most predominant directors in Hollywood right now. He understands how to make a good quality, visually good looking film. But this guy started out making Lost, making Fringe, those TV shows that expanded a lot in storytelling to the point that it got confusing as it got past season 3.
But
That's
also,
how much it evolved.
yeah,
exactly.
and also
story.
let's remember that Kevin Feige is very lucky in the idea of when they were first making the Marvel movies, like the X-Men, Spider-Man, over everything else. He just so happened to be the nerd in the room. That then everybody went, "What do you think, Kevin? Is that like, does that make sense? Like, do you think the fans will like it? Do you think not?" And he was like, "No, I don't like, no, yes, whatever." And then he was also they taught him. He had great mentors
Yeah.
that taught him what to do, and that's how he became the Kevin Feige we have right now.
That's true.
But I do believe Greg Berlanti knows what he's doing. He's already worked with, Snyder. He's already worked with a couple other people. I think he'd do a great job.
If Discovery's smart, they're calling Snyder for consultation.
No.
I think they're done with him.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense though.
It makes sense to a point when you start to look at what they're doing with those franchises that he's created or helped push forward, right? Because you have to look at this, right? They've already said that they're not going to be calling it the Snyderverse, but they're still using characters from that universe, right? This brings up the other point that the Flash movie, it's announced, has 3 options. Or Warner Brothers is giving itself 3 options, right? One of those options is to, essentially this all relies on Ezra Miller just not screwing anything up anymore. If he can stop existing, you know, they could probably do some
You know
some
he's
things.
gonna do one more. You know
There's something else that's going to come out.
Yeah.
There's something else.
Something else.
And I'm sure they've anticipated that.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, okay, like, but after that comes out,
Okay.
you're on a.
Name me the 3 options that Warner Brothers is set to do.
So the first one, it was can't have anything else, like can't, and they're gonna go through with what's going on.
he would have limited press,
Yeah.
and the movie would come out, and that's it
On HBO.
on HBO Max.
That's it.
The if he were to go and get help, which they would want, is like him going, getting psychological help, seeing somebody, actually seeing that he's going to be doing better. Then it would be getting a theatrical release.
But that's with nothing else coming out.
Okay, I got him right here.
Comes out. Yes.
So the first option is if Ezra Miller gets professional help and explains behavior, film or release with limited press. 2, if they don't get help, the film could still be released with minimal publicity from them, and he will be recasted for future films. Option 3 is the situation. If the situation gets worse, Warner Brothers is scrapping the film altogether.
And I feel like the third option is more likely.
The safest is 2.
The safest is 2, but more likely it's 3.
I
because-
don't see him going to get help anytime soon.
No,
Neither do I.
Not his choice. Not by his choice.
Yeah.
If anything, look, and seeing as how Discovery Warner Brothers is kind of like approaching the situation, I don't think that Discovery is going to like sugarcoat and say like, yes, he is getting help. You know?
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. Yeah.
The Rocket Raccoon wing.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to do that. More than likely, they're going to be like, Ezra Miller's screwed up. He's not going to get help. We're canceling this.
Here's my thing, though, is that I feel, because according to everybody in Hollywood, people know. So they've known about this
Yeah.
before even the press got it, because people in Hollywood all know. They said the same thing when all the stuff about what was his name, Harvey Weinstein was coming out, where everybody in Hollywood knew that Harvey would have girls go to his dressing room and everything else. Kevin Spacey, they would say that Kevin would always like go around young boys, and he would take them home. Even what's his name? Bryan Singer. When he had like young boys going to his room, when he was like,
I know that about him.
yeah, Bryan Singer had like, or what
So
was
why you
it?
stopped doing the X-Men?
That, and also on the set of Bohemian Rhapsody, he disappeared for like 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
I did not know that.
Yeah, on
That's
the set of
crazy.
Bohemian Rhapsody, like he just disappeared, and no one knew where the hell he was, and they were just filming without him. His ADs and everything else, and everybody just started filming. They were like, here's what the slides say. This is what we're supposed to do. Let's just get it in the can. Because if not, we're gonna be because he's not here.
Goes and makes one of the greatest films. He's not even on it for 4 weeks. It's crazy.
What was his role in Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bryan Singer?
Yeah.
He directed it.
Yeah. He's directed a lot of the X-Men.
Yeah, but apparently he's also
I didn't know he disappeared though. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
What was it? Rami Malek talked about it in an interview
Oh my!
because somebody
gosh.
asked him like what happened on set, and they
So the
'cause-
assistant director stepped up.
yeah
Or they
this-
stepped up.
Yeah, basically the crew stepped up to kind
That
of go like,
sucks.
we're gonna
What-
finish this movie even if he's not here.
Dang. That sucks for the crew in a sense because it's like the credit all now goes to Bryan Singer.
No, because they all talked about it.
Yeah.
They were all talking about like, no, this isn't Singer. This is us.
Dang. I want to kind of touch on 2.
Okay.
Option 2, because if you recast, I feel because like the safest bet is to recast. Just recast him. That or use a Flash you already have.
Which you said Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
We all want Grant
Yeah.
Gustin.
You need Grant Gustin for maybe 2-3 days to film an after credit scene. Maybe.
Here's the interesting thing, though.
Okay.
You have the show ending too.
The show ends a week before it releases.
So
Come on.
The show ends the week before the movie is supposed to release.
So here is the dilemma with this. It goes further than that, right?
I understand that.
Why do you want an end credit scene to a movie that no one might not even watch?
People are watching
People are
this
gonna watch
movie.
this movie. No, what are you talking
People
about?
are watching this movie.
The Flash?
They may not be watching it for the right reasons, but this movie is going to make money because of how much drama is surrounding this film.
Did you watch the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial?
No. I only
Millions
kept
of
up
people
to-
did. Millions of people did. You kept up with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still looked it up. You still like kind of like kept in the know and everything else.
Exactly, because of the level of the actor that Johnny Depp is. We've heard nothing.
And the allegations.
Yeah, exactly. Is it true?
So if the Flash releases the movie, right, it'll probably be like, here's a big steaming pile of crap, and everyone's just gonna watch it to see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because look, it can be a Venom 2 where it's not the best of films, but the after credit scene is in the absolute banger, and you're hyped as hell moving forward.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that.
Because if Grant Gustin shows up, we're not
He's
gonna.
credited in this one.
It's Google.
Yeah,
though.
but Google, you look up the Flash enough times, and he's also which I'll connect to the Flash.
I will say that maybe they have him ready to take over.
well, because
There's definitely been conversations for
that-
sure.
But that's the thing, though, is that these conversations didn't start happening until all the Ezra Miller stuff came out. Because originally, Grant Gustin signed a 2-year deal. They were originally going to do a season 9 and a season 10,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "Nope, canceling after 9. That's it. Like we're going to cancel."
We talked about this. Yeah.
We're going to cancel your deal. It's only going to be a 13. It's only going to be a 13 issue run of the season, and you're done. And we're canceling the show. And then Grant Gustin's like, okay, I guess that's. And Grant Gustin hasn't really said a whole lot about that.
Yeah, because if he was actually done, he'd be expressing more gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot more.
Or
He's
he'd
been
be-
the Flash for 10 years.
yeah. Or him going like, man, it's been a nice run. I can't believe we got canceled. I can't wait to do, finish out the season or finish out my run as the Flash.
My run.
I'm ready for my last. Yeah.
Yeah, like I got my last pair.
I don't know which one it is. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the white one.
Let's find out.
Not the nope that one.
That's the claps.
That's the claps. Which one are you trying to do? That's it.
It is
That's
that one. Hey,
that
there
one.
you go.
I
Go
remember-
ahead. Say it again.
No, he's the one that said it.
Go ahead. I got you.
Oh, Grant Gustin's ready for his last run. I hate both of you. No, but I do think that is the main reason why.
Yeah.
Because why would you cancel his contract of a show that I get it. The Flash necessarily hasn't had the same running as when in like season 1, season 2.
But he's the
everything
face
else.
of the Flash.
But he's the face of the
People
Flash.
know him. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing though. If you were to see Grant Gustin, you go, "That's the Flash.
Yeah.
That's Flash. That's
you-
Flash Boy."
Do you
He run real fast. That's it.
do you guys feel that Warner Brothers Discovery right now is kind of like sitting around a table going like, all right, let's just pray that Ezra Miller just doesn't screw up anymore, that they
No.
don't find
I think they're
anything?
praying he does.
I honestly, they might, or they're sitting on a cage with him in it, and he's like a monkey, like flinging his poop.
Can't go anywhere for a month.
Yeah,
Next 6 months.
just like the
Until
next
you-
6 months you're
Until
locked
May.
in a room.
You have until May.
You
Just
got-
behave
yeah.
yourself.
Do you have a cell phone? Give me that.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? 12 new girls? Ezra, my God. Stop
3
it.
meals a day. That's all you get. No snacks.
Stop being
You
a
mess up
monster.
one more time, 2. That's all you get. You want
Man.
protein bars for breakfast? That's all you're gonna get. Stop it. Can we move on to lighter news? Better news about DC?
Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Peacemaker
Well-
also because,
hold on,
that's still going. But Harley Quinn.
I got some information for that. So right now it stands as only the new DC feature project, currently with a green light post the merger.
what?
Harley
Joker.
Joker.
Yeah. So Joker's the only one with the green light. It's scheduled to hit theaters in 2024, and it's obviously, the follow up to the $1 billion film.
Yeah.
It's much bigger in price though. Joaquin Phoenix and director Todd Phillips are both believed to be getting $20 million for this film. with Lady Gaga getting $10 million.
Let's be 100%. Joaquin Phoenix is already a get. Like, he's a very expensive actor.
Yeah.
True.
You're putting him in a movie. He's got a couple Academy Awards. His price tag is up. It's
Yeah.
up there. It's up there. Just having him on the thing. Not only that, but also you're getting him back for a sequel because Joaquin Phoenix doesn't really do sequels.
Yeah. He's a one and done.
Yeah, that's what he's even said that too. Where he's like, I don't really do sequels to movies. Like, I do a movie, I'm in it, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's interesting because they've also, the way that they've advertised Joker 2 is that they're really pushing this musical narrative.
Yeah. They touch on that in the Variety article. Continuing on with the salaries. So those salaries and the combined cost of the production to the complicated musical sequels is rumored at about $150 million. It's more like A Star Is Born and less like Into the Heights.
What about if it's a movie that all takes place in Gotham Sanitarium?
It's taking place
Harley-
in what you call it? Arkham.
Asylum.
Or
Yeah.
Well, Arkham doesn't exist yet.
They've said it's Arkham Asylum.
Okay, so if they're sending him to Arkham, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So I would love the idea of it is the love story of Harley Quinn and the Joker.
Can we go back a step further and say it's the development of Harley Quinn falling in love? Like,
Yeah.
like her
Like,
development
how did
of
she
her
fall in-
becoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how did she fall for a madman?
Because that is an interesting story to touch on. Like, if that is the prime story of Harley Quinn, where we get to see her, herself being, degraded and, falling into madness and falling in love with such a crazy man, that is a good story to make into a musical.
Yeah.
Because it's the slow demise of a person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is interesting.
Their
then-
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they both start slipping into madness.
Yeah.
And then that's where the musical aspect comes in.
Ooh.
Gosh, I have a feeling the visuals on this film are going to be great.
Can we get it La La Land style?
Well, they said have you seen A Star Is Born?
No.
A sad ending. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You think Harley dies at the end? Or Joker?
No.
I'm gonna bet on Joker more.
Why kill someone off? Just say that the death is their humanity.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's true. You could always just do that, but honestly, I wouldn't mind the breaking out of Arkham Asylum. But instead of it being them breaking out of Arkham Asylum, it's a musical number.
Yeah.
And
The issue with that is you eventually need a Batman for that universe.
No.
No,
You
Batman-
can't have Joker without the Batman.
true, but also this is his. That's the thing, though, is that they've already shown inside of Joker's mind. We don't know when this takes place because apparently Bruce Wayne is a child right now.
And he's a much older person.
And Joker's a much older person. So we don't really know where he is because even when Batman right now is 12. He usually doesn't become Batman until he's like
17.
19, like 18 to 20. Cuz he usually graduates college first. He goes, he studies abroad and everything like that.
Okay, fair. Didn't he
Usually-
graduate early? I thought he
He does-
graduated
he
at
does
16,
gradu-
17, yeah.
He does graduate early, but then he also, remember, goes off to like travel the world.
Yeah.
To like gain his skills as like Batman.
Yeah.
So he usually comes back in his 20s.
Yeah.
Like he's like 21, 22 when he usually comes back. By that time, Joaquin Phoenix is already what, in his 40s? So that would put him in what, his near 60s?
It's still a possibility, but the thing is, to answer Adam's question of like, you need a Batman to make the story work.
I don't think it does.
You don't. What you can do is you can establish a Dark Knight and say like, yes, there's a vigilante superhero roaming around, but you don't need to cast anyone.
Yeah.
You can say that the presence is there. Because that's the thing, is that Batman can't be everywhere. He said that. That's his kind of gimmick, is that he tries to be everywhere, but he can't be everywhere.
He relies more on fear.
Bingo.
There's also the idea that this takes place way before Robert Pattinson's, or the theory, way before Robert Pattinson's Batman.
It could possibly be a thing, but like I said, if you want to make this movie work, you cannot connect it to an existing franchise. Just let it exist on its own. It's too good of a film. The Joker is good. It's a good movie. you know? And if you're going to make this one a sequel and make it uniquely different, don't connect it to anything else. I don't really want to see a Batman here. I don't want to see any other DC, you know, nods or anything like that. Just give us a Joker film. Give us a Harley Quinn film. The story of Harley Quinn is a good one. It's just been diluted to a point because we get so many different versions of Harley.
It's been more comical than anything.
Yeah, exactly.
The issue with that is it's the complete it's complete hypocritical of Warner Brothers Discovery now to allow that because of the fact they're like, hey, we have a 10-year plan now.
How's that hypocritical?
Well, no,
because essentially you're building a universe. You don't want other films outside the universe.
Yes, you can.
But here's the thing, though, is that's a major thing that DC as a whole has always done of multiple universes.
Yeah.
We're doing different things, and not only that, but also Warner Brothers knows how to make a hell of a movie. Like they know how to get the right cast, the right director, the right everything, cinematographer, so that way a movie is awesome. So that way it's really good. If I don't have to attach it to a universe yet, that's great. I can loosen the restraints and we can go about it, because that's a lot of reasons why there's a lot of directors that won't work with Marvel, because they're like, there's way too many constraints.
Yeah.
Way too much stuff.
That's the beauty of the DCEU right now. And that's the beauty of DC in general.
Yeah.
Is that because there's so many different universes, you can jump in at any point and say that this is your favorite film. The Batman, you don't have to watch any other DCEU film to get into it. It's a good film on its own. Same thing with the Joker. Moving on to another topic, the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
Have you seen that show at all?
I haven't at all.
It is a good show. If you watch it, you're going to be left in this kind of like thought process where like, this is way too extreme. Because Jim Gordon, alcoholic, crazy commissioner who basically has no control over Gotham City. Even though he's commissioner, he has no control. Batman, in this new season, has a foot fetish. Even though he's dating Selena, Catwoman, he's got a foot fetish. He's really bizarre. Oh my God. Can I just say Nightwing in this one is really good?
It's less he has a foot fetish. It's more of Batman's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's alone. He's alone.
He's alone. He's lonely, and he's a weirdo.
So nothing new.
Yeah,
But it's extreme.
but the thing is that everybody's always like portrayed Batman as like, oh, well, you know, he grew up alone and he grew up on his own and everything like that, but he's suave and very charismatic.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, if anybody were to have like suffered trauma, never dealt with it, gone and become, you know, a fist fighting crime fighter and then came back, you'd be kind of a weirdo.
Yeah.
You'd be a weirdo.
Clayface in the animated series and a bunch of other franchises has always been this menacing, like very misunderstood villain. In this one, he's an actor. He wants to act and do a bunch of stuff.
That is Clayface's
It's Margot
background,
Robbie
though.
voicing her, right?
Huh?
Is it Margot? Who's voicing
It's
her?
Kaylee Koku.
You ever seen Big Bang Theory?
Oh, Penny, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, but he's been like that, but this is more exaggerated. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be a villain and rob things. He wants to be an actor. And that's really unique about it.
And it's a lot of like the crimes that he suffers is because he was trying to become a big actor.
Uh-huh.
Like in the newer season, he accidentally murders an actor. He accidentally murders like a famous actor and then goes, "Oh no, what do I do?"
What do I do? Just be him, and he basically becomes.
So now he's just that famous actor.
Oh my God,
and
that's
he's
pretty
taken
good
over,
though.
and he's taken over his life.
That's pretty good.
And they needed to get rid of him, and so they were like, "I don't know how to get rid of a body." So he calls King Shark, and you just hear him like go into the background, and you just hear, and like he comes out with like blood all over his face. And he's like, "Well, that is done."
The show is really good.
Yeah.
And you know what it cemented? A Harley Quinn Poison Ivy relationship.
Okay.
That I don't think is terrible.
No.
It's pretty good. Because they're
That happens in the comics.
it does, but it wasn't
after.
until recently. They've done it before a couple of years back. It didn't stick. But now it's kind of like a thing, which I'm very happy for, because I'm tired of this whole Joker Harley Quinn relationship. Will they, won't they kind of thing. Now Harley has a good, stable relationship in Poison Ivy where they both build upon each other. It's a healthy relationship. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Like they actually legitimately like each other.
Yeah.
And it also has like a will they, won't they with her and Kite Man.
Yeah.
because Ivy is dating Kite Man, which is also hilarious because Kite Man's biggest foe is Condiment King. Yeah. And I'm just like, he's like my arch
let
nemesis.
me tell you.
Yeah.
So
It's Kite Man.
Hang
And
on.
his arch nemesis is
Spoiler
Condiment
for season
King.
3. Spoiler for season 3, okay? This is how extreme it gets, okay? So I already mentioned Nightwing, right? So Nightwing is Dick Grayson, first Robin. The way he comes into the picture is he's a very broody, Hot Topic looking character where he talks like this because, you know, he wants to be dark and broody and be the next Batman, right? So that's how he's introduced. You have other characters like the Court of Owls who get introduced into this season. And you know who the Court of Owls is, right?
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, the Court of Owls is this massive group of criminals that basically ran Gotham for years.
Yeah, it's the skull and bones of Gotham.
It's the elite of the elite, the money makers, the ones that want to run Gotham and actually do run Gotham. Harley Quinn portrays them as a sex cult.
Oh my gosh.
It is fantastic. The meeting literally starts because it's Harley Quinn and Ivy trying to look for Frank, the plant, the plant that talks. That's Ivy's friend. Well, he got kidnapped, so they go into the Court of Owls to see if they can find some clues.
Well, there was a pen that was left behind with the Court of Owls logo. So they were like, obviously it had to be the Court of Owls who took him.
So they go in and the meeting starts all normal, like it's all dark, and the head of the Court of Owls comes out and he's just like, it's time for the gods to have their sacrifice. So quick announcement before the sacrifice actually goes. Our new members have shown concern of live sacrifices and that they don't want to see it. So for today's sacrifice, we're going to be sacrificing a goat piñata. And he pulls out a piñata and solders it and throws the confetti everywhere. He's like, hey, and the sacrifice is done. The god's bloodlust is complete. And moving on. And then they have sex.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, now to start tonight's orgy. And then you see Bane, and he's like attaching things, like he takes his hand off.
Oh my god!
Like Bane has a fist, and then like you see him detach his hand because for some reason he has a detachable hand.
Yeah.
Takes it off, and then just puts on a giant gyrating dildo.
Oh my
That's
god.
just there, and he's just like,
Bane is probably one of the best supervillains here because his entire shtick for season 3 is that he wants to kill Ivy and Harley Quinn because Ivy's wedding in season 2 got, completely destroyed. And he gifted them, her and Kite Man, an expensive pasta maker. And they have not returned it to him. So the entire thing is he's trying to get them back for not returning the pasta maker.
and it's so funny.
I will destroy Harley Quinn and Ivy.
Because not only that, but also they're using the Dark Knight Rises Bane voice.
Oh my god.
So he's like, I don't understand why they can't return my pasta maker.
Oh, they introduced Calendar Man.
It's only the right thing to do.
I was gonna message you. Calendar Man is so great. Calendar Man is this big fat dude in an orange homemade suit with a calendar as a cape. It's just a bunch of calendars just stapled on together, dude. It's good.
This show
check it
is so
out.
the show is so
Check it out.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
dude. It's so ridiculous. Honestly, you can just burn through it.
Yeah, I burned through 5 episodes in like a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. Well,
Looking forward
it's a
to
good record. It's our Keeping Up with the Nerds seal of approval.
Of
Go watch Harley
DC
Quinn.
Wow.
TV shows that are coming out right now, that's definitely a 10
One of the
10
best.
for me.
Yeah.
I got a couple more DC, news if you want me to burn
Let's
through
talk
them,
about
no.
that. We'll wrap it up in about 5 minutes because we do have to talk about Prey.
Yeah, that's why.
15
So you
minutes,
want me to?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
let me burn through them. Warner Brothers Discovery says the door is still open for Leslie Grace to play Batman again in any future DC film.
You mean Batgirl?
Batgirl, excuse me. Yes, Batgirl. Did I say Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apologize. Titans and Doom Patrol are reportedly in danger of cancellation at HBO Max.
I can see that.
Oh no.
Yeah. DC show reportedly still moving forward are the Penguin spinoff from Robin Pattinson's Batman, Peacemaker season 2, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn season 4, Constantine, and Madame Xanadu.
They greenlit Harley Quinn season 4?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Still reportedly moving forward.
Good.
Variety had all the scoop for all of this.
Dope.
Yeah.
So for that, Titans and Doom Patrol, I'm a little sad about if Doom Patrol goes off the air because Doom Patrol is a fun show.
It is a fun show.
It's a fun, weird show. I enjoy it a lot, but I do understand if they take it off the air. If they also just reformat it and just kind of go like, this is like, we're going to make it more pleasing. Maybe Titans, get rid of it. It's fine. Nobody's missing out on Titans.
There's one listener who's probably going to disagree and be like, Titans was a good show.
Yeah, that guy's wrong.
Who?
I don't know. For Batgirl, that's awesome. That's really cool that they're like, she was cast as Batgirl for a reason. We're going to be using Batgirl.
That feels more of like Discovery's decision more than it feels like Warner Brothers.
Well, it's also bad press because she was going to be a Latina Batgirl. And that's how a lot of outlets have been reporting it. Because even Kevin Smith made a comment about that. And it's like, bro, like, I get it. But that's also kind of like, it's kind of like a setup for if they cancel a Batgirl with like a Latina actress in there, it's bad press.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is kind of like, you know, she could have been a good actress.
Yeah.
Right. She could have been a great Batgirl. We don't know because the movie's not going to come out. But if Warner Brothers cancels it, you know, it does look like bad press and saying you didn't want a Latina Batgirl.
Yeah.
No, you know.
But that's not it. That's not exactly what it is.
It's not, but it could be.
No.
It also could have just been that the movie sucked.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Well, so we don't know.
It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah. But I'm excited for Harley Quinn season 4, Peacemaker season 2, because Peacemaker's so good. I want James Gunn to do another opening theme.
Oh, it
Just
has
something
to be different.
different?
I want a different dance number.
That should be the running gag of the show.
It
Every
is.
season's
I want a
something
different.
new.
Did you look at, or did you watch James Gunn's interview where he talked about why he did that opening
No.
sequence? So is it wife or girlfriend?
They're married now.
It was his
But
fiance.
it was his
now.
fiance back then. She had connections to I think a Tony Award winning choreographer.
Yes.
Okay.
And she brought her on and said, hey, we need a dance number. I want to do a dance number for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked, okay, like what? Like, how do you want us to go about this? He's like, I just want a classic, you know, musical style number. Has no relevance to the show whatsoever. Can you guys just make these people dance?
He said he said his main thing was I want to make sure that nobody skips the intro.
That's all it was.
I want nobody to skip the intro. So
And
make it something that's interesting and it'll pull people in and it'll be so weird that they have to watch.
And
Every single week.
as it kept going into it, he started adding new layers to it. So he said, no one smile. Everyone just stay neutral. And that was it. And people tried to dissect the meaning of this because like, oh, this character goes in here and there. He said,
No
no,
real
none of them
meaning.
matters.
There's no real
meaning.
meaning.
There's no real meaning. It's
That's
just they wanted
great.
to do
That's
it.
great.
You know what would be really fun? And it's just because I watched this movie last night, a Footloose version of this.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That was actually really funny because they did the Footloose dance in this last season of Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, that's how Andy saw it. She's never
just-
seen the film, and I'm just when I showed
Really?
her yesterday, yeah, the OG Footloose.
Yeah. I
And
thought
I
it
just
was
showed it to her yesterday.
Yeah, because in the new season of Umbrella Academy, it's hilarious because the Umbrellas and the Sparrows are about to fight, and you see Luthor and the leader of the Sparrows, and he's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" And you
Oh,
just see,
no.
and you see the what was it? You just start hearing the Footloose music start, and you start
Oh,
hearing,
my
and you start
God.
seeing Luther. Doom, doom,
Oh my!
and then the guy from the Sparrows starts doing the same thing, and you see Diego, and he's like, Luther, what are you doing? And he's like, respecting our honor, bro. Jump in. Literally, the first 10 minutes of the new season is the Footloose dance.
If James Gunn doesn't want to do a Footloose version of the dance like that for the opener, can we at least get the warehouse gymnastics scene in season
that would
2?
be amazing.
It's
Yes.
like it's
I'll
Judo Master
I'll
doing
show it
that.
to you later. It's so great. It's so great.
All right, so the last topic of today's issue will be a short one because honestly, it's such a short film.
Yeah.
It's super short.
Yeah, it's a short concept.
It's an hour 20 minutes.
But also,
Which-
it's a Predator movie. I feel like if a Predator movie is too full, that's when they get bad.
So,
Yeah.
consensus
It's kind of like an Alien movie.
is is Prey a good movie?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's okay.
I'm on that boat. It's okay.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
It's a Predator movie. I'm not expecting it's not going to be Top Gun.
No.
It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's not gonna,
I came in. I wanted to see a Predator. I wanted to see hunts, and it happened.
yeah.
That's all it was.
I honestly was watching it and was, how are they gonna still do 45 minutes of storytelling?
Okay, so that is my problem with this film. The storytelling of it all. Because I get that Predator 1 and 2 had story to it,
Yeah.
but a lot of that film was based on that anticipation of how this predator is going to attack that party.
Yeah.
That's all the first one was, right? There was that thrill. In this one, I could not stand, what's her name? Namuru?
Oh, the main
girl.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand her character.
Really?
Because the entire point of her character was learn to shoot, learn to hunt. And for about an hour, she did not pull the trigger when needed to.
Yeah.
And because of her actions, multiple people died.
Well, they had underlining themes. The mom tells her, and everybody tells her at multiple points, like, no, you're not meant to learn. You're meant to survive.
Yes.
And that's what she essentially does to the end of the film. She survives. One thing I'll praise this for is how different the Predator is. Like,
I love the way it looks.
he's old school. His species essentially hasn't evolved yet into what it is. You know, he has the old school like shield. The shield looks very older. His first mask is the skull. Like, I thought that was freaking dope.
I do really like that because what some people have been theorizing is that this is his right, that he's not a predator yet.
Yeah.
Like, this is his rite of passage to become a great hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we're gonna drop, because usually the ship lands. Like, the ship will land and then he can then hunt and do whatever. This one is more of like the ship just drops him off and they're like, if you survive, we'll come back. But if not, then we know
Hunt the biggest apex predator.
Yeah, like in the whole idea was you were supposed to find the biggest apex predator, kill it, and then call us up.
Dude, this predator's such an asshole.
This one?
I literally,
yeah.
So, okay, as I was watching this film, I'm just like, dude, I forgot predators are such assholes, dude.
Oh, no, they're
But
dicks.
this one was just the biggest dick on the planet, dude. It's literally a snake eats a rat. Like, his first kill, snake eats a rat. And the snake's like, who's this dude that's standing here invisible? Freaking chops him up, guts him. Done.
Yeah.
Then he goes after a wolf. What'd the wolf do? The wolf was just trying to hunt a bunny, and here you are being a dick about it, throwing away his food. Then you end up killing him. Then who else does he hunt after the wolf?
The bear.
The
Well, the bear
bear.
hunts him. Or the bear hunts, what's her name?
Yes.
The bear's
Yeah.
hunting her. He then gets involved because he's passing by and the bear can smell him.
Yeah.
And he has like the smell of blood.
The bear, like, winning the first like bout was
first round was
yeah,
pretty
like
cool.
yeah, like it, like he had like he manhandles like the predator. I was like, dude, that seems freaking like dope. And then they follow up with
Well, the bear walked away.
Yeah,
I mean, if the bear didn't walk away and finish the kill, the predator would have been dead.
yeah, because he got a couple like bites in that were like pretty decent size where you see the predator like actually bleeding.
Yeah.
You know, so it was
I mean,
cool.
the predator also is a baby because all he did was use the invisibility
True.
thing.
True.
Like half the time, it's like, dude.
Yeah, but that's what most predators do.
Yeah, but still,
It's a
what a
tactic.
coward. What a coward.
I'll say the blood's the best it's ever looked. Obviously, though, 'cause I like the way how it was shiny,
Yeah,
glowy.
that and also
His blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Or its blood.
Yeah.
its blood looked really cool.
Come on, can't assume it's gender.
Yeah.
It's a strong alien. Doesn't need you to assume what it is. No, but I really do. I do like the idea of her becoming a better hunter. Her learning how to use specific tools. Her training to use specific tools like the axe with the rope.
She became Scorpion.
Yeah, she just became Scorpion.
Really.
She essentially just became Scorpion. Or Connor from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Because that is a weapon that you have inside of the Assassin's Creed games.
It's an arrow with a rope that you just throw.
Yeah, you just throw it.
Best
But-
dog, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Such a good boy.
Sorry was a good one. The gun was interesting though because that is a callback to 2.
The French's gun, or
Yeah, the Frenchman's gun. When Donald Glover beats the Predator and then he goes into the ship, the Predator thinks that the Predator basically tells him he gets a reward for killing the Predator, and then he pulls it off his belt and he throws it at him and it's the exact same gun.
Okay.
So obviously a Predator comes. They're gonna come back.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, did
they
you
have
see
to
the end credits?
They have to claim the gun.
What? There was one.
So the end credits is animated.
Okay.
It's the wall paintings that you
Oh,
see on there.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it tells you
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
story
yeah.
of Prey.
Yeah.
And then the end is her becoming war chief.
Yeah.
And then the ships are descending from the sky, multiple ships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not an actual like end credits.
It's an
'Cause,
animated credit. Yeah.
Okay.
So what it's assuming is that there could possibly be a sequel, even though Hulu is not greenlighting one yet. But the assumption is that the Predators might be coming back to investigate what happened, which I don't want because the Predator has always been a single predator.
Yeah.
Besides AVP, it's never been like a whole class of predators against like, it's never been a war. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just kind of depends.
It'd be interesting to see that. It just probably wouldn't work well.
Yeah.
I think the multiple ships is one thing. I think if it was like another predator that came down and it was a war chief.
Yeah.
Because this guy, this predator, he was good, but he wasn't.
He was stupid.
Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes he made.
There were a lot of things where I'm just kind of like, this predator you can tell is new because he took a lot of blows.
Yeah.
And he tried to make every kill as cool as possible.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, how can I effectively murder this group of Frenchmen? It was more like, how can I just make this look cool?
Also, the most technologically disadvantaged as opposed to all the other ones.
He had the tools, or he had
Yeah,
the tools
no, yeah,
available
there's
to him.
yeah.
But it was kind of dumb because his death was, spoiler, his death was very stupid because he should know how his tech works.
No, yeah.
And you mean to tell me that without your mask, you're still going to throw it? Like, I get it. Like, you know, he probably didn't realize that the 3 dots were facing him. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, can't you analyze your surroundings a little bit?
For a species that is farly advanced than the species that you're hunting, there's no excuse for you really to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, in a sense like that. So, I can agree with that.
I always liked the idea because I also thought that was weird too because he's the first predator to not have a nuke.
Is that the gun?
No, in general the nuke because on his bracelet. On the bracelet of all the predators, they always set off a nuke if they lose. Where it's like,
yeah.
If I lose, you lose.
Yeah.
But
like,
didn't he drop the gauntlet?
He dropped the gauntlet and it had something else in it. It had like concussion blasts.
Also, the fact that he was losing his tech too, like, because she gets one of his like knives.
She got one of his knives.
He was a sloppy predator.
Yeah.
She got one of his knives. She also chopped his arm off with his own bow staff.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he chops it off with the. She chops it off with the shield because he's about to bash her head in.
I think it would be so cool, and I really want it. Of when the predators come back, she has his tech. She's like,
oh, that'd be
refitted
interesting.
it to herself, and now she uses his tech against them, and that would be.
I could see this
cool.
as a trilogy. They send another predator, she kills it, and then that's when they send more.
Well, they send like a higher class of predator to kind of see what happened, like what killed.
She still kills it.
She kills that one,
and then they send the army.
And then then they send like a couple of predators to go like, hey,
an hour 40 minutes though. Nah, I can hour 10.
You know what? This movie was the right length. I think if it was any longer, I would have probably gotten bored. It got to the point pretty quickly. Like I said, we don't get to the predator until the last like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, like where we don't actually see the predator do anything interesting. Yeah, like we start to see a fight between the predator and humans when the Indians basically bring back the girl Namuru or however.
Oh yeah.
And then they're all kind of like, oh well, you know this thing doesn't exist. First one gets freaking needles through his head. Yeah. The other one gets like sliced in half.
The kills are gruesome.
This is where I noticed that the predator was a big ass dick when he kills the second Indian by chopping off both arms and having him squeal in pain, and then just chops his head off like 10 seconds later.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, just freaking.
Not only that, the predator sexist because he did not want to kill the girl.
No, she explains why.
She wasn't a threat.
Yeah.
So that's always been a thing with predators. If you are not a threat to them, they won't attack you because that also happens in the first one. Mm-hmm. When Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't have a gun and he's not shooting at him and everybody else is, he kills everybody else and leaves Arnold there.
Mm-hmm. He leaves the Terminator.
Well, so it's a known thing of like predators don't attack people that aren't armed.
She uses that to her advantage though, because she noticed like that's the kind of, if we're gonna play on the idea of themes, that's the whole theme of that.
Yeah,
movie,
I know. Yeah,
she was never a threat
because he doesn't hunt them when they're tied up, both her and her brother.
Exactly. Yeah. And even before that, like she was never a threat for anything because she wasn't truly a hunter. So
Yeah.
the predator had no real reason to go after her,
Yeah.
Which is
figure out.
also a great scene when she's talking to the Frenchman and like he's trying to fill the gun, and then she's like, "You didn't kill me because you didn't think I was a threat. You don't think I'm a hunter.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
gonna show you I'm dangerous." And I was just like, "Oh dang, all right, cool." I was like, "Dang, all right, I'm down."
It's a good
do it.
movie. It's a very solid.
She blows his
Predator
head
movie.
off with a pistol. That's how she gets his mask.
That's right. Yeah,
She literally gets it and goes boom. I was like, dang, that's dope.
ballsy.
That's a dead shot.
dope. Yeah,
it
that's
had
dope.
a lot of good scenes. It had a lot of good cinematography in it. Very beautiful movie.
Could have been shorter.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I
I don't
see
think
them trimming it
the
down
French
a little
didn't need to be in it.
No, because there had to be a reason. How exactly do we do it where we have the Predator use up all of his ammo or all of his weapons, like his big gear?
It's fair.
You can also kind of say that there needed to be a reason why the predator was hunting on that planet in that area, because the predator was never going to pass into that territory.
Okay.
Because keep in mind, Namuru was telling her brother, we need to investigate past our borders.
Yeah.
Because there's a bigger threat.
Yeah.
And he said no. But she was refusing to listen to that.
Yeah.
But the Predator went to the Frenchmen.
Yeah.
No.
Because the Frenchmen were the ones that were
Hunting him.
hunting and skinning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were specifically hunting him.
Yeah. That one point they realized.
Was
that
it
this
anybody
existed.
historically big? Or just random Frenchmen?
Frenchmen.
Random Frenchmen, because that was when the French had that plot of land in North America.
But they
Okay.
the only thing that's different was that Frenchman that basically gets stepped on at the very end that teaches her how to use the gun. That is the Frenchman that has the gun for 2.
Okay.
Or Predator 2.
Okay.
That was it.
But nobody big historically.
I don't think so. And good, because
Yeah.
when you start putting in more things like that, and that's probably where I have my biggest issue with expanding lore, expanding storylines for movies like Predator and Alien.
Yeah.
The movies, when they're based on basic fundamentals and have a basic foundation, they work. That's why Alien and the first Predator are really good movies. But when you start expanding on the lore and creating biology and all this other stuff and storytelling, you start to run into problems because creative differences become an issue.
Yeah.
And Prey did a good thing in not giving us more than we needed to tell us and expand on the Predator storyline. It worked a lot on its original format,
Yeah.
which is good.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I recommend it.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend.
I'm
the movie. I
definitely
enjoyed
glad it was a streaming service film.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
something I had to go out and see.
No. Yeah.
it. No, yeah. I think if I would have went to the movies,
Would have been disappointed.
Yeah.
maybe. I think I would have been a little bit disappointed. But I think staying at home watching it, I'm down for that.
wasn't bad.
I enjoy those.
Cools were kill. Story wasn't bad.
Cools were kill.
Or kills were cool.
Cools were kill. Gotcha.
Kills were cool. Yeah. Kills were cool.
The kills were pretty sick. At a certain point, it was kind of like watching Final Destination. You're just like, I wonder how he's gonna murder all these people.
Dude, he was murdering them left and right different ways, man. I think the coolest one for me was when he had the one of the Frenchmen pinned up against the tree with the shield arm. And then he just chops his head off with the shield.
Oh, and the
Yeah.
entire tree just falls over.
Yeah,
that's
that
pretty
was pretty
dope,
cool.
dude.
That was a pretty sick.
I
scene.
like the bear. The bear.
The bear scene was pretty
Yeah.
cool. I actually really do like the scene where he's punching her, and then he has her down. And the first thing I thought was, he's gonna do the shield thing again. I love the idea of like she remembered seeing it. She knows what the shield can do. Sees the 2 rocks and is able to kick herself in between the 2 rocks to then stop the shield. I was like, that's pretty clever. I
And
like
then
that.
rips his tooth off to stab him in the
Yeah,
face.
and then is able to rip his tooth off to like stab him. I was like, oh my god,
It was
it's
solid. film.
brutal. Get primal with this.
All right. So I think that's a good way to wrap up this issue. Issue 110.
Sounds good to me.
Keeping Up with the Nerds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at Keeping Up with the Nerds at our Real Addiction Studio. Adam, thank you for allowing
Yeah,
us
of
to come
course.
here and record and have an issue for the public, for our fans.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for all the support. Just like Derek did, if you guys have any questions, want to reach out to us, the best way to do so is through our socials. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Derek did so by reaching out to us on Instagram message. Can't promise we're always going to be looking at all those messages, but we'll try. Derek, I apologize if I commented a little too late. It was like 5 days after, but thank you so much. Hopefully the info did help out with something and kind of gives you a little bit of help in terms of looking for comic books to be ready for Secret Wars. Follow our socials. Go follow us on YouTube if you're listening to our audio platforms. YouTube.com. Keeping Up with the Nerds. Go subscribe. We're at 119. A couple videos did come out this week. Our Real Addiction, episode 75. If you have not gone and check it out,
It's a good one.
Adam and Miguel talked to 2 writers of The Walking Dead. And you guys talk a lot about the show and how they basically got into the industry, right?
Yes. So it's not the Walking Dead portion. That's coming out closer to the end of the
release.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of their careers.
Yeah, this is more of their careers. How this episode even came to be, because it's a pretty interesting story. It's it's a dumb story, but it's one that's
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
And then just them breaking into the industry.
You guys did a good job.
And advice to those who want to break into the industry. Anybody who wants to start, doesn't know where to start, they kind of go into that.
Good.
So it was a fun episode to record. There's a second part coming out soon.
Go watch.
Just gotta stay
Go
patient.
support. Go comment on that YouTube video. Adam and Miguel did such a great job in getting 2 really great guests. So go watch that. Miguel also uploaded his version of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Really good. So that went up on Friday. So go
You
check
guys
that out.
You guys like really love figures.
Yeah, that's all you
Yeah.
guys did.
Like
Yeah.
literally both videos.
We're
I felt like dude, literally
fine.
both videos were. I thought I was watching QVC. I was like,
If you guys are watching us on YouTube, head on over to our audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Podbean. Leave a review where acceptable. Let us know what you think about the show. Other than that, is there anything I am missing?
Yeah, free Rene.
Hashtag justice for Rene.
Justice for Rene.
justice for Rene. Save Rene.
All right.
Save the clock time.
And this is where we're going to close out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening and watching issue 110 of Keeping Up with the Nerds. My name is Brian.
My name is Nick.
And I am Adam.
Did you say 1010?
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening and watching issue 110 of Keeping Up with the Nerds. My name is Brian.
My name is Nick.
And I'm Adam.
Recording at our Real Addiction Studios. We'll see you all next time.